Hold on. I gotta unplug this damn cord.
Oh God.
All right, man.
My brother, man. What's going on with you, man?
Me nothing, man. I'm just chilling, waiting for my buddy to ring my phone real quick. What's going on?
Oh man, nothing, man. I just wanted to chop it up real fast. I was trying to wait till my brother David, but I'll just start. He probably busy. I just wanted to talk about this. I wanted to get people's perspective on the black and the brown
Okay.
because I know in Los Angeles, California, lost Power 106. They had that dude, the Latino brother,
The Cholo.
American
Right, right,
Cholo, and he
right,
was called yeah, and he was calling Tariq a ghetto coon,
right.
and me being from Los Angeles, California, and then moving to Baldwin Park, California,
Hmm.
it was very, very racist, and it was predominantly Latinos, and they were not friendly
And still,
to me and my
and
family.
still are.
And and still, thank you. And I just I know my perspective on it, but
Mhm.
what do you think? Is there really a black and brown coalition?
No, no.
Explain to us why. You tell me your perspective on why there's no black and brown coalition.
Shit, man. um. Well, as you said, you've lived here, so you know they stick with their own, and they see themselves more as white than black. But there is a caveat, and that's see the thing about California, man, is it's unique in the gang culture, and it's deeply embedded in the gang culture. And once you get out of California, a lot of people don't understand that gang culture, and that becomes the issue because uh, the gangs have politics, but it interconnects. You know, you have 60, 70, 80-year old grandparents gangbanging. You have areas where it's just one whole group that's one color, say Crips. Then you come over to another area, and the whole area is Bloods. But within that area, they got white people. When you go there saying Bloods, you go over here to Long Beach, and damn, I forgot my man's name, but he'll tell you, you got white people saying Crip. They believe in this stuff, man. So when people try to get political, it's like, okay, there's a whole lot going on in California y'all have no clue about. you know, but no, there is no coalition uh, uh just on general. No, there's not between uh blacks and Hispanics. No.
Ooh, okay, we getting this started right. Okay,
Well, I mean,
okay. Let me ask you.
go ahead, brother, but I'll be.
Let me
Go ahead. I'm.
let me ask you another question. You being out there in California, and I'm from there.
Mhm.
I mean, Adams. I'm Carmona and Hauser.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
Okay.
Carmona at West
Yeah, I
LA.
was about
So
to
I
say the
was on
West
for
Side.
Hamilton, Palms Junior High,
Right.
Santa Monica High School,
Right.
Palisades,
Right.
Uni High. You know what I'm saying? So being from that area, growing up in the 80s, I never saw nobody but black people. I
Right.
only saw black people and some white people because I went to Shenandoah
Right.
Elementary.
You was
So
on the
I
rich
only saw,
side. You was on the Jewish.
yes,
You was on the Jewish side.
yep, hey, speak that, hey, talk that talk, talk that talk.
Whoa.
And you know what's so funny? Because it was a dude at 24-hour fitness, and I was talking to these brothers there, and we were talking about where we from. And when I said, "Oh, I grew up on in between," I grew up on Adams and Hauser, and
Mm-hmm.
Adams in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh, so you're West LA? This is a white dude." He's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you West LA." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He's like, "What elementary did you go to?" I said, "I went to Shenandoah Elementary." He said, "Oh, you went to a predominantly Jewish white school."
Exactly.
He knew that.
Yeah.
He knew it in the 80s.
Yeah.
So me growing up there, the racism was tense, but it wasn't really that tense because it was just white folk and black folk. So we know we dealing with them.
Right.
But when I moved to Baldwin Park, for those that don't know, Baldwin Park is like the area you really don't want to move to. You want to move to like a Monrovia, DeWardy, you know what I'm saying? Something like that where it's more black folk.
Or
So when
even
we
that's bad
move,
now. Even that's bad now.
yeah,
So,
even that's bad.
it,
But growing up in the 80s, you see what I'm saying?
right.
So my question to you is this. This is my question. Why do you think, from your perspective, that all of a sudden, since we're gaining traction about reparations and knowing our knowledge,
Mhm.
that the Latino community has a problem with it? Because you notice that now they're starting to come out. You had that dude, American Cholo,
Right.
calling Tariq Nasheed Ghetto Coon
Right.
and all this other stuff. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not even worried about the Latino community for the most part, but for some sort of reason, they're
Well,
worried about us. Why do you think that
the
is?
problem okay, look, point blank, they've always been concerned about us because when they came here, their objective was to push us out. Period. It's not around anymore, but it used to be called La Raza, and it was a uh, political group, and their first agenda was to be the second minority under white people. That is an act of war. But this was in the 80s, bruh. So I'm looking around like, okay, we ain't got nobody to do nothing. We ain't got nobody gonna say nothing. But at that time, we had the numbers. So, and what kills me about my people is this. Just like they told them, 10, 15 years. Oh, we gonna build a freeway through such and such. Black folks talking about, oh man, they ain't gonna build no goddamn freeway. Next thing you know, it's a freeway. They done snatched up houses where black folks was living, eminent domain. Now that freeway is the 105. They told them, oh, we gonna build a prison. Black folks ain't gonna build no prison. It's a prison there, right there in Linwood on the borderline of Compton and Watts, right across from the projects. But we just got this weird deal that it ain't gonna happen. I don't know if they just, well, we know it's gonna happen, but probably not in my lifetime. And that's what's going on. But as far as those individuals, oh no, they come in with the concept of moving out. Us. That's what they come in with. Don't believe nothing else. That's what they come in with. And the proof's in the pudding. Because if you look around, and like I tell people, I don't know about Northern California because they kind of different. And then San Diego, they kind of different. I'm in Southern California. But they all will be saying the same thing. And what they doing right now, you have the Sureños, which is Southern California Mexicans, and the Norteños, Northern California Mexicans. They don't get along. Now they talking about peace amongst themselves. And if they get a peace treaty amongst themselves and point all that energy towards black folks here, we outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned, along with the police, along with the politicians. And I'm telling folks, look, if you don't live here, listen to what I'm saying. You can go check it out. You can go check all this stuff out. It's somewhere, you can find it. They just passed a law. The Board of Supervisors just passed a law saying if you're an illegal, you can get a job with the state and the feds. What? Ain't nobody saying nothing. Well, again, this only in California. So I'm trying to tell the brothers and the sisters in other states, hey, if it's happening here, and these black folks, either they not up on it, they don't know, I don't know. But somebody got to know. And I'm telling them, look, if it's happening here, it's coming to y'all area. You thinking they just flooding all these motherfuckers in here and they just gonna be in California? You think that's where they gonna stay? They just had where they just went in Georgia and snatched out a whole bunch of them. And when the black folks came in to take over, they had to pay them $3 to $4 more than what they was paying the illegals. It's coming. So I'm just trying to ring that bell. Hey, y'all better wake the fuck up.
That's some real shit right there,
I'm just
man.
telling them.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you another question. Okay, with all that data and information that you just gave, because I know, because I got a lot of family that still live out there in LA and deeply rooted out there. Why is it? And I agree with you about our people. Why is it us? I'm talking about black folk. Why is it with that data that's being shown and we see that information that we're getting?
Well, again,
it's like you're basically telling me, like, look, bro, you're gonna be the permanent underclass because if these two Latino gangs unite, they're gonna turn their energy towards us. Why is it we're not taking that serious?
Man, you know what? Everybody ain't built the same, bro. If everybody ain't built the same, and some people, some of the older folks just like, well, shit, I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest. They just shit. I'm tired, man. I don't want to fight these motherfuckers. I'm tired. I gotta fight the white man. I gotta fight. Da 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 da. Okay, I understand that. Then you got some youngsters, man. These schools done told a lot of them the same way they caught up our parents, grandparents with integration. They fooling them. They fooling them. Because I tell people all the time, I know you don't think the South was the only ones racist. And then you start showing them shit that happened in New York with all these white folks coming out and telling these black folks, you can't come to our school. And they don't even know about it, bruh. They, well, I didn't know that. Yeah. And it's just as racist in California. Don't get it twisted. It's all over and everywhere. Now, just because it's subtle, they ain't running up and just nigga. You know, and I think for us, that's what we need. If we don't see that, oh, they cool. No. They just subtly gave you a backhand compliment. You look pretty if your hair wasn't so nappy. Shit like that. You know, if you this, wait a minute, that motherfucker just disrespected you. Oh no, I don't take it like that. Well, you should. But, you know, I don't know if we dropped the ball, man. I don't know where it went wrong, but it went wrong somewhere because we just don't have that full on, and this is the only time I've ever seen it full on. And I wanted to say something too, bro. You know, because we talk a lot about the code. You know, the only time I've ever seen all black people on one accord instantaneously was when we watched Roots. When I was a kid, but when we watched Roots as a kid, and we came outside the next day after Kunta Kinte got whipped, everybody was on. You didn't have to say nothing. We just, I didn't have to tell you, did you see? I knew from the look on your face. Oh, you saw what I saw. Well, at that time, we didn't have a lot of white people going to our school. But if we did, oh, they would have got the business that day. You know, and that was the adults and everybody. Adults going to work. Man, please. You know, and that's what we need back. That instantaneous. Oh, hell no. This what our forefathers had to live through. That's what we need. We don't need, oh, well, you know, they cool with me. And that's what we have a lot of. They cool with me. Be it on the job, be it at social functions. That's what they do, man. But I'm just trying to sound the alarm, bruh. I'm just trying to sound the alarm. Hey, this is what's going on here. And if it's going on here, it's coming to wherever you at. Just because you don't see it, because you got these small numbers where you at. We used to have that too. You already know. We used to have that too. We outnumbered them 10 to 1, 20 to 1. They wasn't gonna kick up no dust. But now, 50 to 1, 60 to 1. And not only that, they done positioned themselves in every area where you have to grow and thrive as a nation, as a community. They using their language as a weapon. Oh, you can't get no job unless you speak Spanish. Can't work here unless you know habla español. That's a weapon against us. But my people just like, well, I don't know. Well, somebody need to know something because it's coming. Period. And I keep just banging the drum. That's all I can do is bang the drum. Hey, well, it's coming. Look at here. Ain't nowhere in Southern California where there is a 50% black population in any city. You go pull up every city in Southern California. There's not one. The closest one, I think, is Inglewood. And the last time I looked, I think it was 46%. But you gonna tell me, oh, we can win? Motherfucker, we ain't even got one city we running.
You dropping fire, man. Hold on. Let me get I gotta ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Would you say that movie, The Roots, was a test pilot? Because I was thinking about that, when my mom was alive, and she said the same thing as you. When they put out Roots, she said that niggas was just beating white people's asses after that, running up on white people and beating their ass. Now I'm fast forwarding. Do you think that the dominant society, white folk, put that out as a test pilot to say, if these black folk really know their history, what would they do in response? Do you think that was like a test pilot to see in the 70s and the 80s what we would do to respond?
To be honest with you, no. To be honest with you, I don't think they knew. If they knew, they wouldn't have did it. If they knew, they wouldn't have did it. Because if you think about a movie that, I don't know if you ever seen it, it's called The Spook That Sat Behind the Door. They banned it. So if they knew, they wouldn't have done it. Because they want us as docile as possible. Period. Period. As docile as possible.
So let me ask you, I'm gonna ask you another question. You already know how my spaces go. You know how we do our spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you another question. With this black and brown thing, why is it now all of a sudden we are gaining the traction that we're gaining about reparations, about knowledge of self, about our history and what we built? Why is it nobody never, besides the Tariq Nasheeds and the Jason Blacks, I'm talking about our prominent thought leaders. I'm not talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about our average people. Why is it nobody says, okay, well, if you think you're a Native American or you Latino and you've contributed to this country, then give me the documented history. Why is it we don't hit them with facts instead of just getting emotional? Why is that?
Well, damn, that's a good question. And no. You know what? That's a good question, but I'm gonna answer you like I answered another friend of mine when he asked me a question. I said, we really have to look at what the crack epidemic did to our people. We really do. Because although, like, people say, well, some people became crack addicts. I said, no, it did way more than that. That was the only thing. We done went through slavery. We done went through Jim Crow. We done went through all kind of crap. And the mothers kept families together. Crack was the only wicked white thing the white man ever made a mama, a black mama, leave every one of her kids and wouldn't give a damn in the house with anybody. Not only that, when they started sending folks to jail and folks was dying, we ain't talking about just the daddy dying. We talking about the daddy going to jail, the uncle going to jail, 5, 10 years later, the son in jail, the nephew in jail. We talking about wiping out 2, 3, 4 generations. But people don't, I understand, I get it, I do. You don't even want to think about that. I know people that been in jail with their sons and their grandsons. Think about this shit, man. Whole generations. So we ain't got those people to go to college and because it's some things we can't even get in the public library. We got to go to those colleges because that's where they're hiding the knowledge. So we got a whole 3, 4 generations that ain't been. That's why I'm so happy for this generation that has, because now we getting that information. A lot of times it was just word of mouth, and that's how our people have always done things, by word of mouth. Now we getting actual facts. Now we seeing, okay, yeah, we knew, we might have heard about Black Wall Street, but now we hearing about Rosewood. Now we hearing about Lake, well, I think it was Lake Mercer. There's a whole black town underwater, and now there's water here. And what the hell? Now you got a whole bunch of black folks, when they start finding out, getting real pissed off. You motherfuckers been telling us we was dumb and bums and this and that and couldn't do shit, and y'all was fucking us over. So that's the only thing I can see where just we didn't have those people to come back and say, oh, let me show you. Like now, we have that. Even though it's on the internet, we might not be face to face, but you can, just like you did, you call me, hey, I want to talk. Okay, let's talk. What are we talking about? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know what's going on. Like I told somebody else, I don't know what's going on in New York unless I happen to be looking at the news or I know somebody from New York. But if I don't know nobody from New York, I don't know shit about New York. Unless of what I hear on the radio or whatever. But other than that, the day-to-day activities of a person in New York, I wouldn't know shit about it, man. And that's why I tell people, if you're not from California, talk to somebody from California. Matter of fact, talk to 2 or 3, because you could have somebody from a whole nother area that'll be like, oh, I don't know anybody in the gang culture. Then you can't speak on nothing of what I'm saying because you don't have a clue. Looking at the map, oh, that's Southern. No, it's more than just Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm and all that other bullshit. It's some real shit going on out here. Of course, they're going to take you to the tourist area. They ain't going to take you where I live. For what?
Man, you dropping real. Hey, you on fire, man.
Well,
you on fire.
Well, you
on fire.
You better understand, bro. I mean, the shit been going on too long. And I've been looking at some since I was a kid. I've always been like, what the fuck going on? And we ain't got no warriors to help with this shit. We ain't got no Johnny Cochrans. Who you gonna go to? Who you gonna run to? Who you gonna ask for help? Everybody ain't able to do a lot of things. Everybody ain't computer literate. So they can just, go research it. Okay, where the fuck I start doing that at? But this is what people tell you to do. And it's like, all right, so what you gonna do? Man, fuck this shit, go find me. Guess we ain't gonna get nowhere. This is how people are thinking. And I understand it can be scary when you don't come from, say, the projects. Because we all got a project in our city. And most of the average black person who's mobile and upwardly mobile, they ain't going to the projects. They trying to get out the projects if they came from the projects, and they ain't going back. Understandable. But at the same time, you leaving a whole group of people. There's a whole group of people, if you could change their mindset to say, hey, listen, okay, we've been looking at this shit all wrong. These motherfuckers been lying to us. And that's what they don't want you to know. Yeah, we've been lying to y'all because we trying to kill all you motherfuckers off. We got to get rid of these motherfuckers right here because they the wild ones. And then we'll move on up. It's the way it works.
So now I'm going to hit you with this other question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, in your perspective, in your opinion, that the Latino community are a pawn in the dominant society's game? Because they're not a threat? Would you say that the Latino community is a pawn in the dominant society, white society's game to make us a permanent underclass?
Well, of course, if my enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? If I don't have to get my hands dirty, why should I? I'll let all you motherfuckers in. Because you look, okay. I mean, like I tell people, man, if you ain't gonna think like your enemy, you wasting your goddamn time. And if you ain't gonna be as vicious as your enemy, you wasting your goddamn.
Wait. Hold on. I have to interrupt you. You need to repeat that and say that again. I want you to say it. Not everybody needs to listen to this. Say that one more time, my brother.
What part, brother? Knowing your enemy?
Yeah, you said if you don't think like your enemy, then you wasting your time. I need you to say that one more time.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, that okay. Although I'm in California, my family, I was born in Louisiana. So you'll understand, I didn't just live in California. I was born in Louisiana. We moved to California. So I understand the white man from my grandparents. If a motherfucker hates you, they hate you. You treat a racist like a rabid dog. You lay them down. That's what I was told. Because it ain't no changing them. Now, some people say, oh, they'll change, okay. But anybody that does something for so long, they may change, but at the sign of any type of problem, they're going to revert back to what they know. Period. I let God figure it out. But that's how I was taught. I can't teach anybody else. But if you don't know your enemy, and I mean know them, down to what they would do, what they would eat, how they would act, especially towards you. They've already shown you what they are. They done hung us from trees. They done cut off every part of us. They done raped our women, raped our children, killed our children, ate us. What the fuck else do you need to know? I don't understand. I'm confused. I'm cautious every time I'm around them. But again, like I said, some people say, well, I have a different experience. That's you, and that's great. But I'm not going to change how I think because I've known what their forefathers have done. And then you would say, oh, that was so long ago, 1960. You still got people that was in slavery 100 years old, motherfucker, living. The fuck is you saying? Have you ever sat down with an old person and told them, hey, tell me about your life? Try it. You might learn something. And I ain't talking about no dumb old motherfucker. I'm talking about somebody that did something that got something behind them. Talk to them. Find out. They ain't gonna be on the internet. You gotta go talk to them. Tell me what your experience growing up. Tell me what you went through growing up. Because for some reason, everybody think it was just hunky-dory after they did a couple of marching and sit-ins. You got the game fucked up. And they ain't stopped killing, and they ain't gonna stop killing. Period. They just gonna do it in a different way. See, they don't want us to nut up and get to rioting and looting and burning down buildings because that is not cost effective. It costs too much money to rebuild a structure and a whole nother community. That's a lot of money. Billions upon trillions of dollars. They don't want to do that. Whole lot easier to just simply get rid of people. They want you gone. They just don't want you to fuck up the building on your way out. So if we I mean that's just
I'm sorry to laugh, but you saying the realest shit I done ever heard, because it's true. That's why they're passive aggressive with their racism, and they have, you're right, you're making a lot of sense, and they're having other racial groups do the dirty work because they don't want us burning up buildings and tearing up shit. They rather us take the racism from other racial groups, like the Latino community, because that's them doing their dirty work. You making a lot of sense, my brother. You spitting facts.
I mean, I thought it was just common sense, but I guess it's not. But I mean, if you don't know your enemy, man, I don't get it. I don't. That right there, overall, if you don't get that part, you ain't gonna get nothing. If you don't know them, and if you think, oh, well, it's okay, da 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 da, even their kids can be that way. Now, I'm not saying go out here and just kill people, but if they know you kill mine, I kill yours, you got to even ground now. You come in my city, shoot my people, then one of your white cities, one of your Mexican cities, getting shot the fuck up. You ain't gonna know who did it, because we coming in the middle of the night just like your punk ass did. And we gonna dip out, just like your punk ass did. And when we get back home, everybody got zipped lips. Man, I was asleep. I ain't heard nothing. But that's when you got to have them 10 toes down people across the board. Everybody, nope, ain't telling you shit. I don't know nothing. Oh, some white folks got killed. Ooh, so sad. Blessings and thoughts. Keep it pushing. That's what they do to you. I don't get it. I've never been one, and I've never been taught to take the high road. But that, again, like I said, that's just me. That ain't everybody. Some people say, well, don't jump in there with the swine and you'll just get dirty. I'm planning on killing and choking that motherfucker out or stabbing his ass up and leaving him in that mud hole, because that's what soap and water is for. I'll just go get clean. But again, brother, that's me. I don't know how to talk for everybody else.
Which you see, you touching on everything. You touching on everything, which brings me to my next question. Do you feel like the black community, nobody wants to get dirty and straight say to these racial groups, look, bro, y'all didn't build this country and we are owed a debt that needs to be repaid? Do you think that a lot of black folk don't want to get their hands dirty?
No, I don't. I can't speak for everybody, but from what I'm seeing, it ain't that they don't want to get their hands dirty. It's just that they want to kill. No, don't let me say that. How can I put this? Man, how can I put this? Black folks want to have a full course meal without seeing, knowing, or having any idea how the meal was prepared. I don't want to hear how the cow got killed. I just want cooked cow. You understand what I'm saying?
I feel exactly what you're saying. That's some real shit right there.
They want to get to that end part. See, when I was growing up, because I hear a lot of people on here and they're always talking like, kill. I'm like, wait a goddamn minute. How you gonna tell somebody to kill that ain't killed nothing but a cockroach or a fly? You gotta be careful. Some people ain't ready for that. If you grew up on a farm, you understand. You done seen death all your life. You done raised chickens, you done killed cows, goats, whatever. But some people grew up in the city. They don't know what death is. They ain't never smelt no blood leaking out no dead carcass, pulling the feathers off a chicken, wringing his neck or chopping his neck off, going from the kitchen to the table. They don't know nothing about that, bro. All they know about is McDonald's, Burger King. Now, some of the gangbangers might know, but all they know is shooting, and they ain't standing there. They shooting and leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's facts right there. Why is that? Why is it that we just, my brother David from No Compromise, he always talks about building a nation, nationhood, building a nation. Everybody, working in different parts. Why is it we can't do that? Why everybody else can do it, but we the only ones that can't do it?
We can, but like everything else, you need a strong foundation. We can do it. We've done it. It ain't like we can't do it because we've done it. So anybody saying we can't do it is a goddamn lie. We've done it. Over and over and over and over again. We've done it. We've done it. But oh man. My people, everybody want to be in charge. You know what I'm saying? Until it's time, until it's time to be in charge. You know, it's like
speak on that. Hold on. I'm gonna stop you for a second because you can't drop that hot fire and then keep it moving. You got to break that down. You need to take your time, and I want to hear this because it is true. Everybody wants to be in charge. Nobody wants to get their hands dirty and take up the actual leadership role,
right.
and maybe lead by example. Why does everybody in our racial group want to be in charge?
Shit, why not? I mean, think about it. If you in charge, everybody looking at you when things are going good. When things are going good, it's listen to me. Like I come from a big family, so when your parents would leave your sister in charge, she running around like mama and them left me in charge. So what? You ain't my mama. When they get that aggression, when they get that roughness, then it's like, oh, okay, I can't control this, But as long as mama left you in charge and said, okay, you do this, I can walk around all day because mama already told you what you needed to do. But the moment you didn't do it, now you got to do some discipline. And how you going to get this person to do something? Well, mama said, well, mama ain't here and you ain't mama. Now what you going to do? You left with. I mean,
that's real.
It's just, but I mean, we've done it. I mean, it's not like this is something we haven't done. We've done it. So the only thing is people have to fall in line. You got to know, okay, this is what it is. And this is how it's going to run. And this is how it's going to run. And we all in one step. And that don't matter what you have. You got to have structure. Because if you got one person doing one thing, then they leave and somebody else jump in talking about, no, we ain't going to do that. Take all that shit apart and do it this way. God damn. You're just wasting time. That's all we doing. Wasting time. Whole bunch of people yelling and screaming. Who you gonna follow? I'm gonna go over here. Oh, I don't like it over here that much. I'm gonna go over here. Oh, they tripping too. What you doing? Is you getting prepared for a war or you bullshitting? You make up your mind. Let me know when you done.
That's real talk. That's real talk. That's facts. That's facts upon facts. So let me ask you, what do you think we need to do to better ourselves within this atmosphere that we're in now? What do you think we need to do? I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about us specifically. What should we be doing now? Because you already see what's going on and how they're focusing. What do we need to do?
Be aware, man. We got to be aware. And I know that sounds like, well, that's simple, but you got to be aware. You got to understand what's going on. They making rules right up under your nose right now that you have no idea that's going to affect you. Now, once we do that, somebody comes and says, hey, the board of supervisors just did this. Then we have to be able to group up and counteract that bullshit. Right now, we ain't got nobody to counteract nothing as far as I can see where I'm at. Because that bullshit they did with that illegals being able to go into the government jobs shouldn't have never got off the ground. That should have been screamed by every black person in California. We ain't gonna have this shit. No. But it's already passed. And I'm telling people, they like, what? Oh, what? They're giving you the quizzical looks and, yeah, look, it's right here. But like I said, we lost in a generation of the cocaine epidemic. We lost a generation of our scholars and intellectuals. So it's hard for everybody to kind of get it together, but we getting it. I'm seeing it on here on this Twitter. You know, we just got to get over the bullshit. Because nobody's bigger than the movement. Nobody.
Ooh, why did you say that? Why did you say nobody's bigger than the movement? Kind of touch on that.
Because you're not. You're not. You're not. What's I'm gonna tell you like my grandfather told me. What's the most important part of a car?
The engine, right?
Okay, the engine's the most important part. Step on the gas with no wheels.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, the wheels, that's facts.
So it don't matter. Nobody's bigger than the movement. It takes the whole car. Nobody.
That's real. That's real. So that's another question I wanted to hit you with. You just broke down LA in the schematics, and I hear it all the time. And you're right. I'm gonna say this. You're right. People may think in other cities, like I've been in Las Vegas, Nevada, over 20 years, when it was a little Latino community.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot of Latinos out here when I came out here.
Right.
Now they have their whole. They done took over North Las Vegas,
Yep.
Northtown, the old Northtown,
Yep.
and they have their own community. And I'm not mad at them. Why does it take us to see them strive for us to be like, damn, man, we got to get our shit together? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, why does it take that? Why are we not, like you said, being aware and making moves to recycle black dollars and support black businesses? Why do we have to wait until the Latino community and damn near took over every black community that you had for us to be like, man, we got to stick together? Why does that happen with us?
I have no fucking clue, bro. I have no clue. You know what? I honestly don't. I don't have a clue. It's like we always wait until our back is against the wall and both our legs are broken and, you know, okay, now we're going to be Superman. And look what we did. Well, we can do that before we get all fucked up. I don't know. I have no clue why that is. You know, but it's like, it's just like a thing with us. We got to be, I don't know, I guess we watch too many like Rocky movies and shit. We want to be the good guy. Nah, I just want to be the live guy. I don't want to get, I don't want.
That's real.
Yeah, I want to be the live guy. You can be the good guy all you want. Because if the person you're going against is cheating, and you think you're going to win, okay, I hope the best for you. But I'm going to get dirty with them.
Okay, so good. You touched on that. I ain't trying to interrupt you. You touched on that. I'm glad you brought that up. So there's a saying that's being said now. If you're not cheating, you're not winning. What do you think about that statement?
If you're not cheating, you're not winning?
Yeah, that was a statement. Remember when the lady from Full House paid to put her daughter in school and then they all got busted? And then there was a saying behind that basically was like, well, if you're not cheating, you're not winning. What do you think about that statement?
There was a white guy. I can't think of that damn white guy's name. What is this? He's on a lot of stuff, but I can't think of his name. But he said, white people don't want to compete. Think about that. What's the best way to win? Not to compete at all. I don't want any competition. Yep. None. I don't want any competition. I win by default. And we don't understand that. What? We need competition. No, I don't need competition with you. I win by default. and we just don't. That's as simple as you can make it. I'm not looking to be in competition with you. What I need competition with you for? Why would I even want to have competition when I can win by default? I win automatically.
Wow. Well, that's deep. That's deep.
And I'm
deep.
sorry.
So
I'm sorry. I can't think of that white dude name, but shit. He's been on a lot of things, but yeah, that's what.
That's deep. That's real deep. That's deep. You breaking it. You basically broke that down. That's real deep. Do you think that the Latino community knows that we're distracted by in-house fighting and entertainment and stuff like that, where they can just kind of slide past us and make the focus about them? Do you think that's what they do too? Because you know they watch us. They watch everything you do. I remember growing up in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, it was predominantly black people working at the radio stations. You know what I mean? Playing our music. Now you go to radio stations, it ain't nothing but Latinos. So do you think that they have something to do with that?
Well, I don't think they put up a fight. If I can get more of my people into anywhere, why would I help you? If it was your radio, why wouldn't you fight for it? If I get in and I got my people, I'm trying to get as many of my people in. That's the only thing we're not doing. We're not playing the game like they play it. I don't get it. If we had it, as they say, and yes, they're using our music, but if we had it, how did we lose it? Because black people still listen to the radio station. So how do we lose it?
That's deep. That's deep. Because I watched that transformation too. I watched the transformation, and it's happening out here in Vegas. I watched the same transformation. Back then it was Mike P and all this other stuff. Now all of a sudden, all you hear is Latinos on the radio. You don't hear nobody else. And that's what I start to look at, like, wow, we're not even really paying attention, because I think a lot of times I think we're such a special people, and we have so much to give because we've done so much for this country by building it from scratch. We know mentally we're so far ahead of the game when it comes to other racial groups and our creativity. Nobody can create like us. So I think a lot of times we don't even, my personal perspective, I think a lot of times we don't even look at it. And the only reason why I say that is because, remember, I told you I went to Shenandoah, then I went to Baldwin Park. And I remember when I went to Baldwin Park High School, I hated that school. It wasn't a lot of black people there. But I remember all the Latinos and all the whites and all the Asians would always ask me where I got my clothes from, and all this other stuff, because they weren't dressing like us. And then I'm listening to all the hot music, and I remember the way I would get my hair. Us black folk, we get our hair cut. We don't even know that's a work of art that we were doing in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. Now you look at all the Latino community, they getting their hair cut like us. They're getting a nice line in the department. Back in the day, Latinos, that was frowned upon for them to get their hair cut like us and to dress like us.
They were wearing mullets.
Exactly. And now all of a sudden they're doing it because they know it's popular and we set trends. And I feel like since we're so far ahead of everybody in our creativity and everything we do and everything we touch, I notice a lot of times we don't trip off that, but I think sometimes we need to start tripping. We need to start checking that stuff, because look at what's going on. All the radio stations in LA, they all, like, every time I look on YouTube, it's some Latino, introducing the game or breaking a new record. It's like, damn, like, where are all the black folk? Y'all ain't got no jobs for no black people at the radio station? You know what I mean? What you think about that?
Well, I think it's the same way. Like I just said, if I can get in, I'm gonna bring all my people in, be they my friends or what, you know. And if I do have somebody that's not of my race, I know I can trust him. They're quote unquote safe.
And that's deep because it's true. Because if you look on the radio, it ain't a whole lot of Asians on the radio. It ain't no white, because the white people are behind the scenes. They own the radio stations. So you don't really see them, but you do see where there were black people on the radio. Now they're Latinos. And it's like, damn. And when I was growing up, they would listen to our music, but they didn't covet it the way we did because they couldn't create like we can. And I think that's a problem too, because we have to stop allowing other racial groups. I'm talking about as far as our creativity. We have to treat them like the Moors treated the Europeans in the mystery schools. The Moors wouldn't just allow you to just know the knowledge. You have to wait until we're ready to give you the knowledge. And I think that's what we need to start doing. What you think about that? Because we just think about it. We just invite everybody into our shit. You know what I mean?
You're right, but here's the thing. We're talking, well, now it's not the same. But in the beginning, just speaking on hip hop, we were talking about abject poverty. So anything to get out of being poor is what we were trying to do, whatever that was. And since we didn't have the money to produce a record ourselves, we'd sell it from our tape. But it wasn't, from our trunk, but it wasn't reaching everybody. So who had the money to mass produce? And speaking on mass producing, when I believe it was Master P, what is his name from Texas? There was three of them. Three black men tried to make their own distribution company, and the white boys shut them down. We need to understand that. Well, why would you care? Because that's a means of communicating with our people that we control. We dictate. Oh no, we ain't doing all this drug shit. We need some happy music. We need some uplifting music. We need some of this music. Shut them down and put the FBI on them. And Jay Prince,
Irv Gotti and Suge Knight.
Irv Gotti and Suge Knight.
Yep. They were going to do their own. Yeah, they're going to do their own distribution company.
That's right.
And then all the record labels, they kind of got upset about that, and then the Fed started indicting everybody.
and people ain't understanding. Well, why would they get upset? Because if you own the distribution company, you own what gets out, how it gets out, who it gets out to. That's big business. We control what our people hear. We control everything. When you control what somebody listens to, you basically control what their mind is going to think. And as far as the radio station, it ain't just a radio station, bro. Out here, I knew things was changing when all the goddamn newscasters became Mexican women for the weather. It's in your face.
Facts.
I see it, but I'm the only one. Hey, man, you see that? Oh, man, she got nice knees. She got nice legs. No, nigga, they changing on us. We ain't got no black news weathercasters no more. What the hell going on? And they've been doing it, and they show you what they're doing, but if you ain't gonna fight it, then you saying you go along with it. Even though we as a people may be too busy, and some of us don't even notice it. But there's an old saying, do you know how to cook a frog? The way you cook a frog, you put him in cool water, put the pot on the stove, and turn the heat up. And he'll slowly lay there until he's cooked. And that's what they're doing to us. They slowly, you don't want him jumping all around, you want him to lay in that pot. And that's what we're doing. Because as far as California is concerned, we laying in the back. Now people say, oh no, we ain't. Okay, then what do we control? What do we control? Name one city. Name one company. We control. You can't because we don't.
Man, I appreciate you, man. You already know I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure once again. Man, hey, man, you know we probably going to get one up on Wednesday with my boy David as well. I'm going to get both y'all perspective. I'm going to be thinking of questions to ask both of y'all, but I appreciate you taking the time to join the space. And I appreciate the people that joined it. But hey, man, like I said, we gonna get it in, and you know it's gonna be around the same time, probably around since if you in LA, it'll be around 5 o'clock our time, and then I'll shoot you. That's you know what I'm saying. That's when everybody probably getting off work or driving, and then we'll get it in. Then, man, I appreciate it though, bro. I'm definitely finna upload this. I'm gonna probably upload it tomorrow to YouTube, and then hopefully we can get you on Wednesday. You and David, and I'm gonna put that slot aside, and I'm gonna ask y'all questions and let y'all go, and give y'all real, because you don't get this. It's hard to get it, and I get it because a lot of people, they don't like what's going on in the world, but some people, they don't really want to talk about it. I get it because it probably frustrates them, but for me, I like talking about these issues because these are things that we need to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, brother. Anytime.
I appreciate it.
I want to tell you one more thing. Just because we got black people in positions don't mean a damn thing.
That's a fact.
Because and I ain't even talking about politicians. We had a family, a black family. They owned every goddamn McDonald's in Compton. Now, how the hell we ain't running shit in Compton? All Mexicans working there. See what I'm saying?
That's deep. That's deep.
And that's going on everywhere. Oh yeah, you black, you my brother. We ain't just talking about these others, because y'all call them tethers. I call them what they are. They're parasites. They're taken from you. A tether is something. If you tell me come tow your car, I get a rope, I tie it to my car, and I tie it to your car. We tethered together. We connected. Then when we get where we get, I unhook you. But a parasite sucks your blood to their full. That's like a tapeworm. A tapeworm gonna eat all the food and don't give a fuck about the host. And when you die, fuck it, you die. That's the way it goes.
Man, like I said, man, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate it, my brother. And we're going to catch up on Wednesday. We're going to get in on Wednesday, 5 o'clock. Hey, be safe, my brother. Hey.
You too.
All right, my brother. I'll holler at you on Wednesday.
All right.
All right, peace.